So when I tell you, there was like drama, even at my job was drama. Like, it was like things were just starting to go left around this time. So, like, it was just so, and it was like I wanted to quit around that time, but the job was so easy. And then it actually really worked out with having because I worked second shift, so I could spend all day with my kids and then go drop them off and to my best friend's house, and then I could be able to go to work because she would go to work. She worked overnight, and sometimes Gillian would watch my kids too. So it really like kind of balanced, and I really didn't have to worry too much. But then Gillian and her husband started having issues. She ended up getting a job at the hospital, and then ended up leaving him and getting her own apartment. And but then so, and then mind you, my best friends and her family are in the transition of all breaking up. So really, I still couldn't leave because unless I was gonna find, and I had to make sure like everything was driving distance, because at this time, like I said, when I moved up here, like I only went to work and home. So I really wasn't familiar with the area like that. I just knew how to get home and I knew how to get to work. And plus I didn't really explore like that. That's another thing too. When you're dating too, don't tell like, oh, I'm new, I don't know my way around or anything like that, because that's another way they could get you too. So like it was just like non-stop chaos, it seemed like. And mind you, Isabel around this time found out she was pregnant. So my sister's friend ended up coming up one month. I mean, she was coming up, like she would come up. And so once Gillian had got her own place or whatever, we all three started going out, like just to blow some steam and whatever. And I told you, like, I was really into reggae, so the reggae scene, like the reggae clubs, I mean, they were always a vibe to me. There wasn't like the hip hop clubs, like, you know how the hip hop clubs are always like, it's always a shooting, there's always some drama out there. But the reggae clubs, like, it was always chill back. They were smoking, you know, they had the crews doing their dance, and you could just vibe. So when my sister's best friend would come up, it would be her, me, and Gillian. We would always go out and kind of blow steam or whatever. So now they're still going through like stuff at the church or whatever. But Gillian ended up making a friend, Khadidra, at the church. She still stayed with her family, and she had a sister, and I forgot where they stayed at. But they ended up, I think, getting kicked out of their house or something like that. And I mean, we would always see them at church. Like, we didn't really know them like that. So, of course, you know, Gillian being Gillian, you know, would tell us their business or whatever like that. So we knew a lot of, like, they had, and plus the parents was kind of, I don't know, the dad always gave me the creeps, but then it was verified of why he always gave me the creeps. So they ended up getting kicked out of their house. So Gillian had ended up offering for them, because it was like they just needed like a month to get back on their feet. And because she still had a good heart or whatever, she was not really like her mom. I mean, she still had her mom ways, but she was not really like, that's why the two oldest, like, that's why we got along, because when their moms characteristics starts coming out, oh, we would always stop talking. We would always stop talking. So she offered Khadijah's family and her to come stay with her instead of being out in the street. Mind you, Ghislaine had a 1-bedroom apartment. This is a grown woman and a grown man married with 2 kids coming to stay in her apartment. So at first, I guess she thought it was cool. She thought it was okay. You know what I'm saying? They respected her stuff. You know how people would, pretend like, they're not what they really until the weeks start going by. The weeks start going by and they started to show their ass. Like, really. Because Ghislaine would come to my house and tell me how nasty these people were, how they would leave her bathroom disgusting, how they would always cook and not want to clean up. And like I said, I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna if you meet somebody that we're mutual with, I'm not gonna tell you, their characteristics. I'm gonna wait until you get around that person so you can figure that out yourself, because your experience may not be the same experience that I experienced when I encountered them. But Khadijah ended up staying with me too, so I knew Ghislaine wasn't lying when she was telling me how nasty these people were, because she was nasty. And I think around this time she ended up she had lost her virginity. And when I said this, the stories that we were hearing, because was it around this time? I think around this time she ended up getting pregnant and didn't know who the baby daddy was. It was like it was between 3 guys. At first, like, we thought Ghislaine was just, because Ghislaine over-exaggerates sometimes, and she lies too when she tells stories. So sometimes you gotta dissect her story sometimes, and then you gotta re-ask her to see if she tells it the same way again, because a lot of her stories didn't make sense back then if you didn't catch her in a lie. That's how I always knew when she was lying. So I guess Khadijah is going through that around that time too. So there's a moment where they ended up, Ghislaine ended up getting tired of them being there or whatever. And so they were like, okay, they're going to leave or whatever. And I guess they already knew they was getting talked about anyways. So, mind you, Ghislaine stayed by herself. So her light bill would be like $50. I'm not sure if she paid water back then or what the case may be. But so when they left her with a $350 light bill. And mind you, she's doing y'all a favor. She's not asking y'all to help her pay anything, just the light bill, because she knew the light bill was going to go sky high. So they was like, yeah, they're going to pay her. They never gave her money. They never gave that girl her money. And it was messed up, because then the drama went on Facebook. Oh my God. That was when everybody was putting their stuff on Facebook. And mind you, that's why I shut down my old Facebook, because on this day, like the old pictures, but the status that I used to write, I used to cry for help all the time. Like, you could tell I was depressed. You could just tell I was depressed by the way I would write my statuses. It was like sad. And I was like, I can't. And then a lot of people on there who pretended to be my friends and family and everything like that. I was like, I just need to start a new Facebook page anyways.